glad to have you here with us alongside Michigan's retirement coach, certified financial planner, Mike Douglas. I'm Heather Branch, and as far as starting a conversation with Mike goes, it's as easy as getting to our website. michigansretirementcoach.com is where to go. We also have links posted in the show notes. And don't forget that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, as I like to say. Mike is very big on pointing out my inflection when we are not recording.
Subscribe, like, comment, be part of the conversations we're having about all the different topics.
You search Michigan's Retirement Coach on Apple and Spotify, or find us on YouTube. Again, Michigan's Retirement Coach. And that's how you can subscribe there. So, have you bought all the Halloween candy yet? Do your kids, how old's your oldest? Is he 13?
He's 13.
Gavin's 13?
He'll be 14 by Halloween.
So do we think this is the last year trick-or-treating then? When is it? When do we stop the trick-or-treating? What's the rule in your house?
We've never done trick-or-treating. What we do is we do a trunk-or-treat thing at our church.
Those are cute, yeah.
Great concept. And so what's great about that is he'll never really stop. He'll just eventually start helping and supporting the event versus partaking. Even last year, him and his cousin, they still did a costume, but they didn't go around playing the little kid games. Yeah. They just sat there being super cool kids, just in their costumes.
It's happening.
And so the transition's happening, but it's he's still part of it. He still supports his little siblings do it. But it's because what's funny at the trunk or treat, there's the candy, but also there's hot dogs, hot cocoa, popcorn, all that stuff. Yeah. So they just sit over there with that 13-year-old metabolism, and just keep 13-year-old boys down food,
just palming it,
and they're like these dumb kids playing their games like it's something, as they sit in a full costume and eat a hot dog, and I'm like, it's the same thing, it's just different, and so it's just funny, but they're still participating, but it's everything in his life is shifting towards that phase of the little kiddie stuff is not so much for him. Breaks my heart.
Hang on to it as long as you can. Hopefully also for whatever Halloweening you've planned for, you have already purchased your candy, because I'm not sure you can buy Halloween candy anymore because it's all Christmas stuff now. Mm-hmm. Even though it's barely into October, everybody knows the gripe I'm having. This is the funny, I was thinking to myself, I was having an internal conversation though, the idea of, as a human, please stop rushing me. Please let me have one holiday at a time. Why is there already Christmas stuff? I mean, the giant nativity scenes at Costco are there, the ribbon, that kind of thing.
Yep.
But also the capitalist in me is like, hell, go on. If people are buying it, why would you not be selling it? Get your money, get paid. So there's a weird conflict. But stores like Costco, Target, Walmart, Home Depot, the Christmas decorations are out, Mike Douglas.
It's happening. Christmas is my favorite. So not just for the obvious, but just Christmas decorations.
Yes.
I love being in Michigan. We get 4 seasons a year. We really get all 4 seasons. And so we're going through right now where the air has changed. We're done swimming. We are full on fall, right?
Yeah.
And so I enjoy that. Everybody's starting to wear hoodies and jeans instead of shorts, all great stuff. And then when we put up the Christmas decorations, we do it typically on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
So we will actually do our Christmas decorations that day and then set up our tree on the Black Friday. So we do that on purpose. It's like it shifts us, right?
Yeah.
From fall to Christmas.
Yeah.
But I am here for it. It's my favorite season. I love the decorations. I love everything about it. I wish it was 2 months. I wish we could have 2 months of Christmas decorations.
It's so much work. You wish it would be long. That's why I don't fault people that put Christmas decorations up after November, not before. But if you are a before Thanksgiving person, I'm not mad at you. It's a lot of work. You're like, I want to enjoy it.
It is tough to listen to the music for 2 months.
That I will say.
There's only so many songs.
Yeah.
I found a great on Spotify last year, it's called smooth Christmas jazz.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was calming. And so I fell in love with it, right? Because they don't ever sing the words. And so it never really
doesn't,
because it's jazz, it's not quite so kitschy. So you can listen to it. Well, then it was March, and I was just still listening to it in the background. And some people got in my car because we were going to a staff event, and the staff got in the car and they said, "Are we listening to Christmas music?" And I was like, "Oh,
you're listening to smooth, jazzy Christmas music. How dare you?"
I love it though. I love Christmas.
All right, we love Christmas. We love holidays. Lots of people love fall, pumpkin spice everything. There's lots that happens this time of year that people love. Now, when it comes to the work you do, financial planning, is there a lot that can be done this time of year, or what do we need to be thinking about when it comes to Q4? A checklist, things to do. What do we need to think about?
there's a lot that we have to start knocking out. There's end of year things, and we don't want to be dealing with this stuff in the middle of December, because you're
Yeah.
busy, we're busy, the whole thing, and life just goes by so quick.
Yeah.
So there's things that we need to do every year as check-in points. We need to do a year-end review of our finances. We need to review, especially as we come into the Christmas season, typically a very expensive season, between gifts, the amount of dinners you go to, and all the different stuff you do. It can
Mm-hmm.
become a pretty expensive season.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to do a year-end portfolio review, but also a financial review. How much money we're spending, how much money we're bringing in, how do we look in our savings accounts, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So year-end portfolio review, walking through those things. If you're at the age of taking out required minimum distributions and you haven't done that yet,
Yeah.
it's an important thing to do before the end of the year.
Okay.
And tied to that, if you say, I really don't want to take out a required distribution this year, but you have to, you can do what's called a qualified charitable distribution,
Okay.
QCD. And that way you don't have to pay taxes on it, and it can go to whatever charity or thing you wanted to give to, but you do have to settle up on this RMD number.
Right.
It's a good time to review your insurances. You want to talk about a boring topic. You should review your insurances. Are we accurate? Are we up to date? Do we need to change anything? Do we have enough coverage? But when it looks at your health insurance, and a lot of people we come into open enrollment periods, or your homeowner's insurance, whatever it is, just tighten things up. The laws change. Insurance companies are making major shifts in their coverages because of financial stability issues. When
Really?
you have things and things like hurricanes that come through,
Yeah.
which is a current and devastating topic.
Yeah.
There's obviously the humanitarian side, which is, it's brutal what's going on, and it's very,
Yeah.
very sad.
Yeah.
There's also the financial side, which is that these insurance companies have to try and, they're supposed to
Balance it. Yeah.
but they're supposed to salvage all this.
Yeah.
And that's a big, big expense. And they're
Yeah.
pulling from a certain pool of money. And for them to pay for all that stuff, they have to pull from other people.
Yeah.
So when you see major things like this, we just have to know in our minds, hey, my insurance premiums are probably going to go up a little bit.
Okay.
And we need to build adjustments and they may start, insurance companies will start either raising premiums or lowering coverages. And so you don't want to have a lower coverage.
Right.
If you're planning on something, so you may have to pay a higher premium. All things to calculate in. Another big one is just start thinking about being generous. As we're towards the end of the year, there's a lot of opportunities to give. And again, we're not here to tell you, you have to do this, that, whatever with your money.
Yeah.
But if it's on your heart to be philanthropic, if you want to be generous or a giver, start thinking of ways to, bless people around you or to your kids, grandkids, those you don't know. Just think about that. That may be a thing. And again, if you're at the point of taking money out by requirement from the government, sometimes you can satisfy that doing a qualified charitable distribution. Those are big things. I think one that's understated coming into the Christmas season, because we're trying to put a bow on this year, pun intended.
I saw what you did there.
Yeah. We need to start thinking about 25.
Yeah.
I'm a goal junkie. I love sitting down and dreaming and thinking and planning.
Okay.
And I drag my family through that process every single year.
Yeah.
Every one of my kids has to set up goals for the year, even my 8-year-old. I'm big
Dad,
on it.
I have to make another vision board. Do you guys do vision boards in your family? Yeah.
It's January 1st. They're trying to, sleep in and deal with the late night, all that stuff. And I'm like, it's goals day, and we set family goals, and also like trips we want to take, things like that. But start thinking about it now, because if it's not your natural inclination to set aggressive goals, or to even think that way, you're giving yourself now, this is October, which is crazy to think it's already October. Give yourself the next 2 or 3 months to think, hey, what would it be cool if we did next year? Start those conversations, because planning never rests, really. But if you start thinking of, hey, I'd love to go on a cruise somewhere. I'd love to, maybe we do the kitchen remodel next year. I'd love to do this. You need to start looking at several factors that are out there. One, what are the economic factors? What is the market doing? Are we going into a recession? There's things that factor into it, but at the same time, what do we need to do to make sure that our goals get accomplished? So it's a good time to start thinking about what we want to do in the next year or so. I remember, so in January of 2020, right? Let's go back in time to basically
remember January, right? Remember January of 2020 when everybody was just minding their own business and COVID,
life was super easy.
We
set our goals for the year, and we set our goals for 2020 We wanted to had certain travel goals, certain health goals, certain family goals, and then we said January of 21, we are going to take the month. We homeschool our kids, and I love that we do that. And so we get to travel quite a bit with them. And so we had set the goal of taking the entire month of January of 21, traveling Mexico. We were going to go do 3 different educational weeks. We're going to go check out Mayan ruins. We're going to do all these things.
Yeah.
And then we said the 4th week we'll end up at a resort somewhere and we'll enjoy a week just at some vacation thing, and then we'll come home. I said a lot of times in January, people don't want to come meet with us anyways because they're either snowbirding or it's super cold in Michigan. And so I said, it's a perfect month. I'll work remote. We'll go travel. We'll do all this stuff.
Okay.
And that was our goal, and they were excited. It was going to be so great.
Yeah.
2 months later, the world shut down and went through the pandemic, and Mexico went through a lot of stuff. A lot of areas that we had looked at had an increased crime rate. And so we couldn't do that trip, and it drastically changed. And then my kids got into basketball after it, and now we can't do this winter trip anymore. But it was such a fun thing to dream about what we would do in Mexico. And that was a year out goal. So whatever you want to do or accomplish, use this time. And now it's different for everybody at different phases of life. If you are in retirement, you say, I've thought, I keep hearing about this cruise or this trip or that, whatever. And you want to start understanding how to accomplish those goals. How do we financially plan for it? How do we mentally plan for it? How do we build out those dreams? That's what the conversations are supposed to be. That's how we walk through and make sure that you are living out the things while you were healthy enough to do them. On our website, on michigansretirementcoach.com, there's a button on there that says start your retirement roadmap today. And if we click on that button, it engages a conversation with us where we have coffee, or we talk, or we do a phone call or a Teams or a Zoom meeting. And we just say, what do you want to accomplish? And we help you build a plan that makes sense for you and for your family. It's unique to each person, but goal planning, and again, we cover the other things, the year-end portfolio, those are all good checklist things. And that's kind of just making sure that everything you're trying to get done in 24 gets done. The real fun starts when we start dreaming about 25. And if you want to have those conversations, understand how to build a plan, understand how to make sure that the things that could be are, right? It'd be fun if we did this. Well, then let's do it. And let's build a plan to do it. Go to michigansretirementcoach.com, click that button that says start your retirement roadmap today, and we'll have those conversations.
We also have links posted in the show notes. So if it's more convenient, you can just click there, which will take you to our website, which is, again, michigansretirementcoach.com.